Welcome to this 5-minute quick tip on what to do if you have tight hamstrings. My name is Sarah Aspinall and I'm the founder of Breaking Ballet, a unique online ballet fitness program for busy women. Now, I hear lots of people saying they have tight hamstrings, and there are lots of different things that you can do to help lengthen your hamstrings, or at least, release a little bit of tension in there. But before we get going, if you are going to try this, you do need to be warmed up before you do. Obviously, it's not a good idea to stretch any muscle in the body unless it's a little bit warm. So you will need to do a warm up first. But if you do suffer with tight hamstrings, then one of the things that you ought to be doing is foam rolling the hamstrings. So if you've got foam roller, then just make sure that you are rolling those hamstrings nicely each and every day, just to relieve the tension out of those muscle fibers. Once you've warmed up, you've done a bit of foam rolling, there are some various stretches that you can do. I'm going to show you one that's lying down, because sometimes people think they have tight hamstring, which could be true, but often there's a tightness also in the back. So if you were to try and stretch your hamstrings by bringing your body forwards, if you've a tight back, then you're never really going to get a decent stretch through the hamstrings because you're being restricted by your tight back. Also, if you've got tight hamstrings, the last thing you want to do is strain your back by trying to reach forwards if you've got a tight back. So we're going to let the back rest and lie down. I'm going to show you how to do a hamstring stretch lying down using a resistance band, because if you've tight hamstrings, then you probably will need one of these. This is a looped resistance band, but you can just use the normal resistance bands as well that aren't looped. That's absolutely fine. So we're going to lie down. Okay. So the more basic hamstring stretch, you're going to keep the left leg bent. So the hip flexor is nice and relaxed. You're not stretching that at the same time. And we're going to pull your right knee in towards your chest, nice and tight, keeping the back long, so at no point are you lifting the bottom off the floor. Flex the foot and then carry the heel up towards the ceiling. Now, I don't have particularly tight hamstrings, so I can hold on to my leg. But if you do have tight hamstrings, your leg might be further out here, in which case you're going to need to use the resistance band. So when you had bent your knee in, you're going to pop the resistance band on your foot, and then you extend the leg. So wherever your leg might be, try and lengthen it, try and straighten it. It doesn't matter too much if there's a slight bend in the knee, because as you then use the resistance band and you pull on the leg, you can keep a slight flex in the knee if you need to, provided you feel the stretch coming through the hamstring. So you can have that little bend, not here, but little bend, and then you feel the stretch coming in through the hamstring. But in this position, it's good because the lower back is supported, your neck and shoulders are relaxed, you're not having to reach up into this position to grab hold of your leg. You can just pull this way. And then obviously you would do that on the other leg. The second way of doing this is to lengthen this leg that's on the floor. By doing that, as you stretch this leg, you're also lengthening and stretching the hip flexor of the leg that's on the floor. So my left leg's on the floor, so I'm going to feel a stretch through my hip flexor at the front here. So same thing, I'll pull the knee in, put the resistance band around the toes, flex the foot, and then carry the foot out or up towards the ceiling, depending on the flexibility that you have. And then from here, you can practice pointing the foot, and then you might be able to get it a little further up, a little further towards your head, pointing the foot, and then you flex the foot, and then you feel it come all the way up through the calf muscle as well. And you can keep pulling, just try and relax and pull. And then you do that on the other leg. So it's a nice way to stretch out the hamstring safely with the back supported, the chest, the shoulders, the neck, the head relaxed on the floor by using this. If you don't have a resistance band, you can use a man's tie, a long scarf, a long sock, anything that you can wrap around your foot that enables you to hold on and pull at the other end. Let me know how you get on with that tip. Please remember to warm up before you give it a go. And if you have a foam roller, you can use that as well.